Hello Stampers, and welcome to Laura's Stamp Pad. I am doing another series on the Owl Builder punch and all the fun that you can have with this punch. The last 2 months I've done some of the items on here. I'll leave a link down below so that you can see those. But today we're actually going to be doing the moose, the reindeer, the turkey, just in time for Thanksgiving, and also the little lion. So let's get started. Okay, so first we're gonna start off with the little reindeer, and you will need soft suede is the color I use, but you could pretty much use any sort of brown that you prefer. And you're gonna need 1 owl body, and then you're going to need 2 from the bird builder punch, 2 of the little twig pieces. And then I have some red glimmer paper, and I punched out just 1 of the little circles that's in the upper, just above the owl body. One of those little ones, not the big one, but one of the little ones there. Basic black marker, and then I use googly eyes, but you could always use some of these eyeballs using the circles on the Owl Builder punch. So you're just going to, first you're going to start off by chopping off those little feetsies. Just like in every other video, it seems. So we're going to chop those off, and then we have our little reindeer pieces up top for our antlers. Add our little red nose because it's Rudolph. Add some little googly eyes because that really makes it come alive. Whoop. And then of course you can add any sort of mouth that you want to go with the theme of your card. So I'm just going to add just a cutesy little squiggly line kinda, and do little like ends, little marks on the ends. As a little squiggly line, like he's kind of confused because it's not Christmas yet. That's why. How cute is he? Next up we will do the moose. Okay, so now we have our little moose that we're gonna do, and you are going to need 1 of the owl bodies. I punched this out in chocolate chip, a 3/4 inch circle punch, and I punched this out in early espresso, and then the elegant butterfly punch, and I punched this out in soft suede. So lots of different shades of browns, and I just did that for a little texture and to give a little bit more character to our little moose. Of course, you're also going to need some googly eyes, unless you would like to use the little varying sizes of circles for eyes on the Owl Builder punch, and then also a basic black marker. So as always, I chopped off his little feetsies, so that's what those are right there. We'll push those aside. So now we have our little moose head, and we'll just add some little googly eyes to the top because that really makes him come alive. And then this little circle here is actually used for his muzzle. So that's just gonna kind of go, you know, down right there. And I kind of created like a little teardrop look. So I kind of like looped down and kind of came up to a point, and that's what I'd used as his little nose, and I used the basic black marker to create that. And that might be a little too small for him. Probably could go a little bit bigger considering he is a moose, and those things are quite large animals. So you can see he's got those 2 little things there, and then this is what we're actually going to use for his antlers. So I'm actually just going to chop them apart, and I'm gonna like take off that center piece there. So I'm just gonna kind of round off from the bottom to the top, and then these are going to go like this, and it doesn't matter to chop off that there because it's gonna be hidden. Oh, and this one needs to be rounded off just a smidge more. There we go. And so those kind of pop out right there behind his ears. Just like that. Probably could go a smidge farther apart. There we go. So there's our little moose. Isn't he adorable? Okay, next up is the turkey for Thanksgiving. Okay, so now for the turkey, of course we're going to be using the Owl Builder punch, and then we're using the banner punch. And we will need 4 of the banners in pumpkin pie, 3 for the feathers, and then 1 up here that we're going to be using for his little gobbler piece. We also need 3 of them in Cajun Craze and 3 of them in soft suede. We'll need a little real red of the heart, which is from the Owl Builder Punch. 2 little white circles, which are the little circles that are above the owl body in Whisper White. 1 of these little breast pieces, or whatever you want to call that, that's like the front piece of the owl. 1 of those in soft suede, and then a full body in soft suede. And then a half body, at least the feetsies need to be in there, but at least a half a body in pumpkin pie. And so for once, of course, we are going to chop off these little feetsies, but for once we're actually going to be using the feetsies in our item. So I'd always say to go ahead and punch out quite a bit of the body because it's much easier to add adhesive to this big piece than it is to the little bitty feetsies. So then just add that to the body just like this. And then there you have those nice little orange feet on the bottom there. So then I'm actually going to take my soft suede sponge dauber and just do the edges of this little breast piece just to give it some texture so that it doesn't, so that it shows that there's actually like a piece there and it doesn't just blend in, and instead it gives just a little bit more to that. See how that shows up so much better there after you've sponged all of the edges. And I just use the same color that the cardstock is, which is the soft suede. And then we're going to take all of our little banners and combine those together to make all of our little feathers. So just add a little bit of adhesive and then leave a little bit of room to then create your little banner. Okay, and so there's our feathers, and those are gonna overlap just a smidge, just right over the turkey. Just enough to where you'll wanna make sure that it's not actually peeking out down there. You'll want it to be rotated enough that it is hiding. So just like that, you can overlap them, and you can even add a 4th one in there if you wanted to. For the eyes, I actually did the eyes with my markers rather than punching out a whole bunch of circles. So I did like a, colored in like the half of bottom in Daffodil Delight, and then I went back with the basic black and did just like a dot in the middle of that yellow. Whoop, that one needs to be a little bit bigger to match the other one. And then I used my mini glue dots. Again, with the mini glue dots, it's best to actually never touch the glue dot, but instead stick it on there and then stick it right on your project. And then we're actually going to use the heart and then this little last banner to create our little nose. So we're just gonna cut off one of those little banner tips to get that perfect little triangle for the nose there. And I'm just going to try to stick both of these on the same mini glue dot. Whoop, my nail caught on that one. So we're just gonna kind of put those together because that's his little gobbler right there. Isn't he adorable? Super cute and perfect for Thanksgiving. You could always create this for a little place card or a little napkin ring or a little tag for a take-home box or for any of your greeting cards or other projects that you're doing for Thanksgiving. Next up is the little lion. Okay, and now for our little lion, we're going to need a Delightful Dijon owl body from our Owl Builder Punch, and then a Cajun Craze 1 3/4 inch scallop circle punch, and then a little chocolate chip heart from the Owl Builder Punch, and that's for his adorable little nose. And then I also have some googly eyes. Again, you can always use the eyes with the various circles on the Owl Builder Punch. So we're just going to add those little eyeballs to make him come alive. And of course, chop his little feetsies off because we don't need those for this one. Oh, and that little eyeball stuck to my finger instead. There it goes. Now he's not going to get away. And then we're just going to add the little heart for his nose with a mini glue dot. So you're just going to want to stick the heart onto the mini glue dot and then peel them both off. And that's going to go right below his nose there, or I'm sorry, right below his eyeballs. And then I added, with my basic black marker, a few little polka dots on both sides. And that just kind of represents his little whiskers there. And then I did a little mouth. And I just kind of did like a line with like two little like loops at the end. And then we're just going to layer him on top of our scallop circle punch. And that's how you get your adorable little lion. Isn't he adorable? I love him. He's so precious. So let's bring back in all of ours that we created today. We have our little reindeer, our moose, and our turkey, and then of course our little lion. Aren't they precious? There's so many things that you can do with the Owl Builder Punch, and I'm having lots of fun with it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss next month's series on the Owl Builder Punch, as we'll be creating some of the other things that are on that list. So if there's something that you want to see next month, let me know in the comments below, or if there's something that you didn't see on that first sample of all of those that you would like to see me try out, of course leave me a comment down below about that. I will have more information on all of these and more pictures of each of these on my blog, laurastamppad.com. And until next time, happy stamping. Bye-bye.